And you're live, Mr. Chairman.
Good morning. The Broadwater County Trust will be called to order. Any comments to add to the agenda or anything we can discuss? We have this jurisdiction over not listed. Hearing none, we'll proceed. Let's review the minutes.
I just made the one correction that the name was spelled wrong. Other than that, I would make a motion, we accept the minutes. The last meeting was presented.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I have one addition.
Oh,
Sure.
sorry.
Yeah, correct my name too.
Yes, it's yours and Jesse's, I know.
Yeah.
That AI does not like names, I gotta be better.
Okay.
Not check them.
Where's yours?
Ah,
You can call me anything you want.
No, Mr. Chairman is your name.
We have two minor corrections.
Okay, thank you.
With those corrections, do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion that we accept the minutes as presented from January 6th, 2026.
Do we have a
Second.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Financial statement.
Okay, your financial statement, I think, is on page 3 in your committed funds sheet. I'm gonna have to look over Mr. Brucker's shoulder because I didn't give myself a copy. Aha. So your first Premier account as of yesterday is $3,760,063.13. That's in your trust account. And then your county account currently has $317,683.83.
Any questions on that? Any discussion?
All right.
I have one claim, Mr. Chairman, when you're ready. You ready?
Yeah. What's your claim?
My claim is just for my printer ink for $16.99. That is it.
Very
And
good.
somebody probably needs to sign it. Maybe Mr. Chairman can sign it because I can't sign my own.
I don't think we approve or disapprove this, do we? I think it's just automatic.
I think, yeah, but
Yeah.
I need your signature on it nonetheless.
Absolutely.
It's a claim for me. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go right into Mark Wood, Broadwater County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
Patrol vehicle laptops.
Yes.
Introduce
Say-
yourself. and-
Board and Chairman, I don't know if Jesse, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I don't know if you're on board or not, I'm not quite sure. but,
Nope.
My name is Mark Wood, common spelling. I'm the undersheriff with the Broadwater County Sheriff's Office. And I'm here to discuss the grant that I put forth. It's for new laptops for the patrol cars. The reason we need them is because we had a unforeseen expense this year. I think $50,000 or right around $50,000. We had, our computers are 8 years old, and we had no idea that Windows 11 was coming into play in, I think, October of last year. So we were just moving along with our computers, and our new IT company came in and said Windows 11 is going to drop in, I think, October, so we had to upgrade. Well, they did a little patchwork to get us through, but now they're falling off. And IT says that as they fall off, we're not going to be able to put a patch on anymore. So it was kind of a crisis thing that we need them. And, I mean, it's essential for the deputies to have that in the car because when they go on calls, whether it be a regular call or a hiker, fisherman, hunter, motocross, whatever it may be, if they get a call, it pins right where they are. So it's a lot easier for us to find them. And it tells dispatch where the deputies are too, so they can say, no, you gotta go, if their computer falls out, and we can still see them, that we can tell them, direct them, no, you need to go a few miles this way, or depending on where the person is. And that's, obviously, we did not know that expense was coming up, so in the future, we will budget for that. So that we don't have to do this again.
Excellent. Questions?
Do you have any updates on any of the information in your application from what you submitted to today? Like, did you get any other money from?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, we
grants?
got money from,
Put in for any grants?
what did we put in grants for I put in a few, but never heard back from anybody, but we did get some from the Rotary. We got 5,000, yeah, 5,000 even from the Rotary. Other than that, I never heard back from anybody else.
Okay.
How does this computer interface with the search and rescue?
Oh, it's similar, they don't have computers in their boat or anything, but we're responsible for search and rescue, so we kind of guide them to where they need to be. So like, just say for instance, there's somebody, a boat that's capsized over, we get the call first, and we probably get there before search and rescue and call search and rescue, and then they meet up with us, and we can show them right on the computer where the incident is, or where the phone call came in from.
Anything else?
No, the initial report didn't really suggest or mention how you're directly related to recreation in Broadwater County. It's kind of a given,
Yeah,
but when it's on record, it's not a given.
okay.
So we would, a little incomplete in where it ties to recreation. We all know that,
Right.
but our records need to indicate that it is, so are we okay with that?
Well, that's the elephant in the room. It's not directly to recreation, it is indirectly recreation. So that hence the discussion.
Yeah.
But I'd kind of like the board's thoughts on it.
I feel it's directly related to recreation and a lot of things, especially search and rescue out on the lake. Everyone's recreating that they're responding to.
Yeah, I think if I can interject, I mean, we
Certainly.
literally have recreation going on all year round, hunters, fishermen, campers, the motocross, I mean, cross-country running. There's always recreation going on here. And
Right.
we're the first responders, and that's what's gonna get us directly to the spot where the person needs us when they're recreating.
I think that's a good explanation on that. It gives you a pinpoint thing. This is not just a laptop. This
Right, no, it's
specifically is.
connected to communications,
Yeah.
and they can actually put a pin, or if the person calls from their cell phone, we automatically get a pin, and it says, okay, they're in the Elkhorns and they're right here. On their side-by-side on an ATV run, or whatever they're on. So,
And Sheriff's Office, I mean, you're always supporting recreation one way or the other, and just simply going back to the fact, like we talked earlier on the tennis courts, we were needing somebody to monitor them or supply keys or something 24/7, you know, and you guys are in a perfect location to
Stop by and pick the keys up.
pick up the
Yeah.
keys up, you know,
Right.
if that's kind of recreation, not directly tied to this, but just your office is, I mean, that sort of thing would fit into that. You know, that's just helpful in the recreation area. Just one more thing that ties you guys into it, recreation, I should say.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Chairman, I got some questions I'd like to ask Mr.
Sure.
Wood. So, there is, in your application, I did not find any discussion of direct recreational, I won't say use, but the issue of whether it's direct or not indirect, I don't know, but the problem I have is that our charter through the law that establishes this trust
Mhm.
is for recreational development and the use of that. So, this is a major bridge
Mhm.
for me.
Mhm.
And I have a hard time, I understand the importance of the need, and I understand all the communication and all that kind of stuff. What I'm having a real issue with is crossing that bridge from a position of the trust that we're supposed to manage is obligated to deal with recreational development. And I'll read out of our mission here a second. Facilitate recreational development in Broadwater County and consider grants for recreational development projects within the county. And my problem is I view what we're talking about, the computer issues in the patrol cars as a programmatic budgetary issue within the department. And I don't see anything in our stuff where it says that we are to fill in gaps in the local government just because they deal with recreational issues. You do that every day, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know if you can help me with that. My bottom line would be, tell me how many incidents are recreation related that you respond to, or what's the percentage of time of 11 patrol cars that have computers in them that are spent dealing with recreational calls? Not recreational patrols.
Right.
That's a
just
different
calls,
issue.
Actual calls for
This
service.
is actual calls.
I would have to
because
get that for you.
I think
which-
that's what we were
Yeah.
talking about, is we don't have that direct information. And that, to me, ties back then to the budget.
Mhm.
Because right now, you are asking us for 50% of the funding.
Mhm.
Now we know that some of that's already been acquired,
Yeah.
$5,000. So that's 20% of what you're asking for. And then the second part is, I think maybe the line in the budget is maybe misplaced in the line, but I'll ask you that. So in there, there's a place for sponsors matching funds with cash. You did not have anything in that column. You had
And that was probably my
24,000 in
mistake.
in
We were
kind.
obviously going to make up that difference.
What's that?
We were obviously going to make up that difference. I wouldn't.
The sheriff's office.
Yeah.
And so what is the in-kind, I mean, when I look at the invoice, it's for $50,000.
Right. And then we asked, I think you're 40%. I don't have it in front of me right now. So
24,580.
Yeah, so that's half.
50%. Yeah.
Okay. So what's the in-kind?
Would be the remainder of the 25, the 5 that Rory gave us, and we will pay the remainder.
And so that's actual cash?
Yeah, out of
Will
our
be
budget.
on your part?
Yeah.
Okay, so then, just for everybody's information, that line should be up in the matching cash fund. I believe anyway.
Yeah.
Because you're providing a
Yeah.
match, you're not
Right,
providing,
yes.
in-kind is like voluntary services and those kind of things.
Okay.
And
Okay.
when I look at the bill, you're paying a bill to have guys come out and buy the computers and install. And that's not your in-kind, that's actual cash matters.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Okay. Yep.
Because we'll get into some more of it here. So I don't know if you can provide us with that information,
On the
a
calls?
direct thing on
Yeah.
recreational load? Because here's where my mindset goes, is that if 5 or 10% of your call out is recreational,
Mhm.
then let's use that to evaluate how much support for the computer systems you should be asking
Right.
for from us.
Okay. Yeah, can
Because
get
I
that
think
information
anything
for you.
beyond that is department operational stuff, and at least I won't, I can't support just providing funds to support the operation of the department. That's, I think, beyond, in my view, for me, that's
Yeah.
beyond my view of what our trust funds are to be used for. In fact, they very specifically, at least expressed to the BOR, that they cannot be used to replace any operational funds. Now, whether that carries to the commission or not, I guess, they can interpret that however they want. I interpret it to mean,
Mhm.
the suggestion is you're not going to use this for operational funding gaps. And that's, to me, that's what a lot of this is.
Mhm.
And so I just, and somebody else can jump in, I still got some more questions.
I have a concern, and maybe I misunderstood this, the communication. And by the way, I used to be on the search and rescue in the 90s and this sort of thing, so I understand what the problem is. The problem is there's been a communication problem for years. Is there any way this system can be interfaced more accurately than in the past? In other words, can one of these computers be stationed with the search and rescue group so that the communication is as good as we can get?
I don't know if we could put them on the boat or.
So I'm Eric Crush. I'm the president of Search and Rescue. Part of the way that we've interfaced with these guys with their computers in the past and have recently, we purchased a Starlink so that their computers would have internet out in the field.
Okay.
And one of the way that we were on one of our last calls is they were actually able to download and get information right to their computer and was extremely helpful for when we were out in the field on that call. Some other things that in the past that these computers have been extremely helpful for is we're out looking for a lost hunter. We need to run a license plate. The deputies can come up and go, yeah, we ran the license plate. That is who you're looking for. Because of course, as us as search and rescue members, we can't run license plates like that. We can give the plate to the dispatch and they can say yes or no. But if a deputy's on scene, they can just say, yeah, that's who you're looking for. That's who you need. So these computers for search and rescue are very helpful in a lot of numerous ways. One of the other things that we're looking at for search and rescue and with the Starlink is with communications. Those computers will be able to talk right to dispatch, share our locations via email and text and that with that in case our phones and our radios don't work, which you guys all know, especially you get in a lot of spots they don't work. So the computers are extremely helpful for us out in the field with that. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I got to say, sir.
Thank you.
One more. Commissioner, is there any spare funds in the county budget that you could help out with on this?
So I'm not directly involved with the sheriff's department budget. That's Lindsay. We all kind of split up our departments, so I'm not as directly familiar with their budget. I know it's tight all around the board. We run at a pretty bare bones budget as it is. And this was, like Under Sheriff Wood said, an unexpected expense that we didn't really foresee coming. And when we were and again, I wasn't in the meetings because for more than one commissioner to be there, it has to be an open public meeting. So we all kind of have to separate, and Lindsay was the one in the meetings directly kind of talking about what's available and the process for getting these. So I've been kind of filled in more on the outside of it, but short answer is, I don't know. It's not that we couldn't. We were trying to explore any possible solution to help fund this, and this was one of the areas that came up.
Other commissioners and
I'm sorry?
I say, can you check with the other commissioners and get their opinion?
So Lindsay is on her way back from DC. She was at the National Association of Counties convention, so she would be the one, or Bill Jarocki, who's our county administrative officer. I can certainly talk with both of them, or when they get back, try to because talking with Commissioner Rickmeyer's difficult with that. But
Okay.
like I said, I know when we were reviewing all of this, we were trying to find ways to fund it, and going through our budget and trying to find a way within the current budget to fund it. This was an option that came up because the funding wasn't there for this year. Now we are preparing for next year's budget. I don't know when these computers completely go out.
Well, they're dropping off. A couple have already dropped
Yeah.
off that we can't fix, so.
And so we are starting the process of, we've been in the process of preparing next year's budget, next fiscal year. So it's possible we could try to figure out a way to work it into that if we had to. But currently, my understanding is the funding isn't currently available.
To be clear, so really the requested grant amount is because you got the 5,000 from the Rotary, it's round number is 20,000. Is that correct?
Sure, I didn't know who was going to get back to me on grants. That's probably.
Okay,
why I
but
left that
it's
empty,
20,
but-
right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, I got a couple more comments
Sure.
here.
Proceed.
Can? So we got letters of support from the city and the county. those two in particular caught my attention. Because after asking if they've done anything, the answer is no. That's what I get back from this request. The county said no, and the city said no.
I didn't go to the city I just asked them for a support letter.
Okay,
I didn't ask them for funds.
okay, is there a reason you didn't ask them for funds?
I didn't
Because
realize I
aren't you
could.
a shared law enforcement entity with the city?
Yeah, and I just, like I said, we had a discussion with Lindsay. We were just trying to figure out places to go to.
Okay.
Try to fund this process. I've never had to do this. I didn't even think to go to the city to ask them. I don't know where they would fund that from. Or if that's even allowed. I don't even know if we're allowed to do that, but I can ask them. But
Yeah,
that's why I went to the Rotary and you guys.
yeah, okay, I get that. If you're not into this stuff very much, believe me, it gets very
Yeah,
deep and
yeah.
very quagmiry. But there are also an awful lot of opportunity. And so that's interesting that you didn't formally ask the city, because I would have, and I would formally ask the county. And I think, you know, Jesse, from the county standpoint, you haven't plowed any snow all winter. There ought to be some savings there someplace. And
But we're also not out of winter. I mean, because we could have a huge snowstorm hit next week, and all of that one overtime would be eaten up. And it's hard to share. I mean, when a department sets their budget, that's that department's budget. It's not like we can just go steal from the road department to pay for the sheriff department.
Okay. So I guess, you know, I understand the meeting, and you just tried to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's some information sharing opportunity through this effort about what I feel anyway, through the law that set us up in our bylaws about what we fund and can't fund. And I find, I understand the request, believe me, don't get me wrong.
I know, I hear you.
I understand the request, I understand the urgency, I understand that all that. Where I sit is that I still can't, I personally don't see the avenue open to fund government organization and their inherent equipment. Because if we fund this, next month, somebody's in here wanting their guns paid for, or their personal protective equipment paid for. And it could be the city, you know, it doesn't have to be the county. It creates an extremely slippery slope from my perspective of the use of trust fund money to pay, to fill gaps in local government operations, that's their responsibility to figure out how to do it. I understand, if their part of figuring it out is to come to the trust board because we got some money in the bank, that's a great effort. But for me, it doesn't fit. And I'm just being honest.
Okay, no,
And-
that's fine.
And so, you know, I look at it, you know, so rural fire could come in and say, well, they need, you know, a bunch more hose or some more pumps or something. And the road department could come in and say, well, we do some work on recreation areas, so we need a new grader or parts of it. And and I understand the tie to recreation, that, you know, as a local government, we have a responsibility to protect people wherever they are, doing whatever they do. And granted, our ties are recreation, and making those facilities as safe and accessible and usable as we can help make them. Once they're there, the law enforcement stuff gets out of our hands. And are we then obligated to finance law enforcement for all the time they spend on recreation lands? I don't read that in our charter with the funding and what we do.
And that's definitely not what we're asking you to do. We're just
Well,
asking for a little help, that's all.
I understand.
And I understand your.
And so I'll go back to my original thing, is that if your proposal said, you know, that we spend so many days with one deputy or two deputies or a car. And in this case, it's the computers in the car.
Right.
The vehicle. Then, and that's not just routine patrol stuff. That's incidents, people being called, just like search and rescue. They
Right.
get called out. That would help, I think, it would certainly help me in coming to a conclusion to say, well, you know, maybe we buy you one computer or something. Right now, I don't have any basis to sit here and for you and I to have a negotiating session to try to
Right.
figure out what this is, because there's no basis to have it.
Oh, yeah, and I'll take full blame for that. I probably should have thought
Yeah,
about
and-
that and got the calls for service, but I didn't, so
No,
I will.
I am not pointing fingers
Oh,
or
I know.
anything. This is one of the first ones like this I think we've had since I've been on board, where we're dealing with filling a government organization's equipment needs. And so to me, this decision is a lot more than just deciding to whether to fund computers for you guys or
Yeah.
not. Because then, once that's done, that gate is open. And anybody in any organization in the county, city, organization, government, would see the green light to come in here and ask for equipment that, well, you know, geez, our thing broke and we weren't expecting it, it wasn't our budget. And so we need you guys to help. And by the way, we spray weeds in the recreation area. I mean, that's,
I would like to think law enforcement maybe is a little more important than spraying weeds, but that's just,
I understand, and I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
It's the matter of, we make this kind of decision, then those doors are open, and we can't stand back and say, well, law enforcement is more important than your
Right.
job.
yeah.
So anyway, that's probably enough for me.
Commissioner, is it something in your management that you can get the county attorney to review this type of, it's the first time we've had this, you see, and I would like to see some confidence come from the legal people to go back and read through this and see, and that way we would have some, at least some solid ground on how we handle this type of money, okay? See,
So-
I'm a little bit nervous about this myself, and following my colleagues, you know, and maybe I've sat here too long, but from the start, and we have been very careful to make sure we spend this money legally and properly, okay? It doesn't mean we're against it.
Oh, no, I know.
It's the issue is how we spend the money,
Yeah.
okay?
Yep. Yeah, you have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
I don't know that our attorney could get involved in that or not.
So just to clarify, you're wanting his opinion to make sure if you were to support this, that you'd be legally sound to do
Yeah,
so.
as long as
Okay.
the county attorney is in agreement with this type of deal, it
Yeah.
fits into the trust and this sort of thing.
Yep.
And it shouldn't take them long to do that, and that'll give us some guidance on.
Yeah,
how
no,
we
I'm
do
happy to
things,
have,
all right?
happy to have that conversation with him.
Okay.
Any further input? My suggestion is we table this till the next meeting. Get some answers appropriately, and especially from council. So, I need a motion for that.
I'll make a motion, we table this until the next meeting and try to get more answers.
Yep, second.
Second,
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Woods.
Mr. Woods, I would be glad to talk with you on my issues and stuff if you would sometime.
No, I totally understand. You guys got rules you gotta follow. I don't know them, so we'll figure it out.
We're learning them too.
Yeah.
And I'll get with Kevin and have either him or myself will email out his answer.
okay. Well, thank you, Commissioner, appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Brad Peck, Rod and Gun Club Sporting Clays expansion.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Brad Peck, last name P-E-C-K. I'm the current Broadwater Rod and Gun Club president. And as you see, I have an application for a grant. Any questions up front, or just want me to start into it? So what we're looking for is a little over $33,000. It is for the expansion of sporting clays. It's a pretty key expansion for us. Not only does it add machines, but it also extends our ADA compliance. So it would increase the parking lot and increase the travel areas to be ADA compliant. In addition to those, 3 of those machines that we're intending on purchasing would be set up specifically for that side. So it could tolerate the American Disabilities Act individuals. And also, the new shooters, it would address those people as well. In the process, we have, or in the grant, we have 7 new machines, batteries, trailers to go with them. They are, when I say trailers, I mean little trailers you can haul around with an ATV. It'll make our wintertime stuff easier when we go to put them away, or it also makes our moving them to change presentations easier for individuals that show up that day. Currently, our layout allows us to run 2 groups of shooters, meaning 7 to 10 shooters at one time per group. This would add a 3rd one to that, so we would add 10. COVID did us a great favor, if I can say that out loud, and that pre-COVID we were 10 to 12 shooters. Now post-COVID we're 15 to 25. So it is it's definitely changed shooting sports in the way of sporting clays in a good way for us. Our in-kind is listed in there as well. Graymont is donating material. We have an individual out of Helena that has a tractor that's going to manipulate that material for us on a volunteer basis. So that's pretty much the long and short of it. I know we gave you a lot of paperwork to read through, so I apologize. We tried to be detailed.
That's good.
Yeah.
Questions? Hearing no questions, what's your pleasure?
I move that we move forward with the grant request.
We have a motion.
Second.
And we have a second. Any further discussion? I will interject that there are multiple members of us on this board that are Rod and Gun Club members. Not active sporting clays, but we understand and appreciate Rod and Gun Club and what they've done. So having said that, I think we can still vote. Being members doesn't preclude us from voting. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That was sure easy. Sure glad I didn't need a laptop.
It was a very nice, complete grant.
Yeah, nice job.
It was very well done.
Well, this one seems pretty high. No, go ahead. Rod and Gun Club, Lake Boat.
Mr. Tarasky?
Oh. I heard Rod and Gun Club first, sorry.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will admit that price tag is rather staggering. But yeah. So where would you like me to start?
Oh, just illustrate us, maybe describe the boat and the needs.
Okay.
For it.
So I'll admit my packet probably is complete. But yeah, our boat is a 1984 lake boat out there. It is done us extremely well and continues to do us extremely well. However, it is getting more and more difficult to get the upgrades with it and different things that are the needs that are arising. We have acquired some with the Walleye Unlimited chapter down to Gallatin County, a really nice fish finder, a really nice live scope. Mr. McAlpine helped us with that as well. He is a very active fisherman, so I asked him to design and get the specs on the boat with that. So I'm actually gonna have him come up and share a little bit about why he spec'd out the boat and the different things with it, because when you want the right product, you get the right people involved, right? And with me not living on the water as much as he has, I asked him to do that, and that's what the quote is that you guys see in front of you as well. So, yeah. So Tim, do you got anything you'd like to share?
I do. Thank you, Eric. Good afternoon.
Name and spelling, sir.
Timothy McAlpine, Townsend, Montana, member of Search and Rescue. And I do have some pictures and some specs I would like to share if you guys would like to look at.
Please.
Okay, I got some pictures. We're dealing with a 100% custom built boat here to suit our needs. Here in Broadwater County.
These are just something similar to what we're looking at.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Our boat will be dialed into what we asked for and what we needed out here. It's 100% custom. Eric has a lot on his plate, and he's a good delegator, and he delegated to me to find a boat builder and to work with the engineer on what our needs would be out here, and it's been fun. Custom weld out of Lewiston, Montana, or Lewiston, Idaho, excuse me. Very highly rated, long-lived custom aluminum boat builder. Okay, and I've been working with their engineer on what we need to do here. I have a few notes, if I could just kind of follow my notes. A little bit of duplication from what Eric said, but on behalf of Broadwater County Search and Rescue, we're present at your meeting today to respectively request financial support for the purchase of a new lake rescue boat. Our lake boat is essential to our ongoing mission of helping recreationists safely utilize Canyon Ferry Lake. Our search and rescue team responds to emergencies on our local waterways. We have also been contacted by other counties in Montana to help with their rescue needs. And just a couple of minutes for a little more background. We provide, as you know, we provide rapid assistance during drownings, distressed vehicles, medical evacuations, severe weather incidents. Our clientele is primarily, Eric, I don't know if we do much for non-recreational use or not. Maybe we've been out there for some reason other than a recreationalist, but I'm not aware of any.
Very few.
We would be available if there was. Okay.
What is that, 30,000?
Yeah, that boat is, it's served the community well, but it's now reaching the one we have now, Old Red. Quite a boat. It's served us well, but it's reaching the end of its operational lifespan. She's 42 years old. There's increasing maintenance needs, reduced reliability, and limitations in speed and capacity, which do impact our response times. A modern rescue vessel would significantly enhance our ability to operate safely and efficiently, especially during high-risk conditions when every minute matters. The new boat we propose to acquire will provide improved stability and maneuverability in rough and/or shallow waters. It is a jet drive. Increased capacity for patient loading, transport, and rescue personnel. And I'll kind of get into what you see in those pictures a little bit as far as that goes. Enhanced safety and rescue features. Updated navigation, lighting, and built-in rescue systems. Greater reliability, reduced downtime, and reliability while we're out there in it. You know, that's a big deal, trusting that machine in the situations that we're involved with. The estimated cost of the vessel, including the essential outfitting and safety equipment, is at $179,000, Mr. Chairman, right in there. We are seeking the board's support to help fund this critical upgrade. Your contribution would directly strengthen our community's emergency response capabilities and ensure that our volunteers can continue to serve with the highest level of safety and effectiveness. We would welcome the opportunity to provide additional details, including specs, quotes, or future presentations to the board. I'd like to thank you very, very much for considering this request and for your commitment for years now and to the future to quality recreational experiences here in Broadwater County. We feel, at Search and Rescue, we feel we're a fantastic fit for the goals of the Broadwater Trust me. You know, as far as developing recreational opportunities, I think responsible development will include the ability to go get somebody that's recreating in our county and help them. And the recreational use, people are coming from all over the world, you know, to enjoy the recreation that we offer here in Broadwater County. And so to be state-of-the-art with a rescue vehicle and equipment, you know, we'd be a shining star here in Montana because this boat and this navigation technology is state-of-the-art. It's cutting edge in a lot of respects. But be a good piece of equipment, be, you know, good to operate, make us all look good.
Yeah, is it possible to get a review from the Coast Guard on some of their rescue? I used to be with Search and Rescue years ago, and one of the things is be able to pull something out of the water on the front of the boat. I noticed that the front here is pretty bare. So I would like to see whether there's so you can recover from both the stern as well as off the bow.
Okay. We're pretty proud of the front of that boat, Virgil. That's a modified flat nose
Yep.
with a retractable ladder. And then below that is your standard hook eye on the
Okay.
keel. Okay, so as far as towing from the front,
Okay.
it's there. What you're seeing with that flat nose is you're seeing a customization that allows us, a lot of our rescues are off the shore.
Yeah.
And, you know, old Red, the way she goes now, you know, she's got a little high.
That's why I'm asking these questions.
And
here.
you're bailing off the front of that, you know.
I've been there, done that, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that's 40-some years, you know, that boat's been here.
Okay.
So this flat nose, now,
Yeah.
we go into shore, okay, we still have a keel. She still cuts water good. The hull is a 14-degree rise hull, which is designed for lakes and rough water. If you look at the chines and so forth in the pictures of that hull, it's designed to do what we need to do out here, okay? And then it's a jet drive, so we can go shallow. But back to the front. So that's designed so that when we hit the beach, that we have one step up out of the cab. We have a 7-foot. That picture is not the boat that we would get. The boat that we would get is actually going, the cab is going to be 3 foot further towards the back, so that we've got 7 feet to bring our board up and lay that Vic on that bow. And then it's got an extra wide cab door so that we can take that board into the heated cab if we need to. But that's what that's all about, is, you know, hitting the beach. And instead of bailing off the front, we've got some good-sized folks that come with us, you know, EMTs and whatnot. It's the son of gun to get in and out of that boat. So, does that answer your question? And as far as towing from the back goes, that thing does have a specialized tow bar that we can remove if we need to for work. It does have a specialized tow bar in the back for towing. It's designed strictly for towing. And that's a 440 horse, 6.2 liter Marine GM V8 engine. It's a 45 mile an hour boat. So does it have the power to do some towing? It does.
So that's regular gas,
It's a gas.
right?
It's a 6.2 GM Marine gas. That is correct. A couple of the other beauties of that thing is that it has the cutout door on the side. So if you did any water rescues, you had to get that swim platform to your Vic. to get them up on the platform, and then over to them and into the boat. Right behind the captain's chair is a cutout door that opens. So we pull them right out of the water, right there. So, and it's right behind the captain's chair, so captain can watch. Okay, and then we still have a swim platform on the back. And the swim platform on the back has a ladder that's wide enough for swim fins of divers if we're working with Lewis and Clark and we're diving out there. So it'll work for that too.
Okay.
It's been really enjoyable working with Custom Weld over there. This is a jet drive. There's experienced jet drive boat operators right here. And jet drives are susceptible to garbage, weeds, sticks, rocks. If you look on that estimate, and if you look on the pictures, Kim, of that swim platform, you'll see a stomp pedal. And what that does is when you push on that, there's a grate in front of the intake. And it's a scissors to the grate design on the intake. And it pulls everything out of the intake without some guys having to get in the water and do that from the water, you know, which has happened before. So it's got that stomp grate on it, which is pretty cool. It's got the Easy Rider seats for the captain and the mate for the rough water. This includes the overlay, Broadwater County Search and Rescue on the side of the boat. Okay, zippered vinyl curtains, sides and back. Okay, no solid glass windows on the side of the cab to provide so that we can get out there and do what we got to do. So, is there any other questions on those pictures or anything?
Do you have storage for the boat out at the lake now?
Not now.
Not at the moment, no. I hear rumors that is progressing smoothly, so, yeah.
Be good to have.
We're working on that.
Cut down on our response time.
Yep.
Huge.
Yep.
We see that the manufacturers offered a $40,000 discount on this.
Yes.
That's very
First
good.
responder.
Oh, for first, okay, that's what that, okay. I answered that.
What are we gonna do with the old boat?
I haven't got that far yet.
We serve at the pleasure of the sheriff's office, so it'll be something that we work on with them very closely, whether we keep it or whether we send her down the road. It's really hard as a small agency to probably maintain 2 vessels. You know, we got a river boat and that one already. We do really well maintaining those. I don't know how well we could do maintaining 3. But on the other side of the coin, there have been instances where we needed 2 boats out on the lake. So it'll be an operational standpoint that I don't know that I have a great answer. And we'll work with those guys and see what they say. So, yeah.
Although that's a 23-footer with a, let's see, that beam length, that beam width is 102 inches.
On
It's over an 8-foot
on the
beam.
new one?
On the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 102-inch beam, 23-foot long. She only needs 10 inches of water.
Okay.
So as far as maybe back up in the river, if the conditions were absolutely right and there was agreement with the officers and so forth, that big boat would go up the river. And we can take that big boat to Tossin Dam, we can put it in there and we can go up the river too, to the county line. And it'll be fast.
Good information, good thorough information, good design, sounds like.
It's been
Further
a real
discussion?
pleasure.
Further discussion?
So, Mr. Chairman, I would just disclose that my spouse is a officer of the search and rescue group. And so if that means that I can't participate in the discussion of the vote, I will not. But if I can, I would still like to participate in the
I
discussion.
believe, in my interpretation, you're still okay to vote on this.
Okay.
Because you're not an officer.
I'm not. Yep. So, I just want to say, I appreciate all the work that you guys have gone through to do this. And the fact that you went out and got the design of a boat that you need on this lake to do the job I think is commendable, and I'm glad you did it, and I'm glad you got the numbers. I would insert on, at least on my copy, whether we ever correct them or not, I don't know, but I would put that $40,000 of manufacturing discount in there as part of the overall cost, is if it's in kind or however, wherever that would fit. But I think it's a significant contribution that the manufacturer is making to you guys as our first responders group on this boat, and I think it warrants being shown in the budget that way, because it's important.
They're an awesome bunch.
Yeah.
They're really excited and anxious to work with first responders, and they do build other law enforcement boats and have built quite a few other law enforcement boats.
I didn't know that. I should have done that. So could correct that and get it to you however it needs to be, so.
I don't believe that changes our number, but yes,
No,
if you can
right.
change,
It just
changes the bottom
supersede this with
Okay.
that
We're
contribution.
still
Sure.
going with that.
Sure.
And last but not least, a complete list of what the gentleman there has said that's included into the boat, the whole list of that, if you,
I think that's here.
It's
Virgil.
it's all
that's,
here.
that's,
I think those back pages are.
the back page has got it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Gives
all
you a
right.
complete
The
breakdown.
only thing it doesn't have, Virgil, it doesn't have our navigation equipment, which is all 2024 Garmin technology.
Yeah.
And Garmin is probably the highest rated navigation mapping system.
The new boat does not have that, but what you're saying, you plan to take that off the old boat and transfer it to
I do.
Right, so that's
Okay.
an existing,
so there again begs that question, what are we gonna do with that old boat without it?
We kept the Lowrance
Rents on it.
that was in it,
Mm-hmm.
okay, since '84, whatever.
Yep.
That's all there. It's all there. It does have a nice little Lowrance. It's a Navigator model that's still there. It's nice to have two units, actually, you know, because we use that big Garmin. For locating it on recovery, we use that Garmin for our bottom sweeps, okay, our live scope for our bottom sweeps for the Vic down at the bottom, okay. And so it's nice to have that little Lowrance, the original little Lowrance that has chart plotter and everything in it. It's nice to have that still on the dash so that the captain can be watching the map and the track and the contours and the depth and so forth. But we'll leave that in there. If you want us to, if you think we should.
I think this old boat's gonna come up down the road again, and we're gonna need this and need that for it. if we're
I'd get
gonna
rid of
keep-
it personally, but-
Yeah.
and you put the money in your
Okay.
treasury. But
Eric,
I think we can. It's a,
back to you for a minute. Your river, you have a river boat now that operates up and down.
Yep.
Okay. And so we really don't, the only time that boat, the old boat, so it would be if you had a big size event on the lake.
Correct.
Because, you know, I don't know, have you ever tried to take that old boat up the river or not? But if the water's down a little bit and the moss is up, you've got a serious problem, and that's, you have no way of controlling the thing until you get it beached to unplug the system on the bottom.
Right.
That's,
I heard way too many horror stories about past people taking the big boat up the river, so I never have.
yeah, I recommend don't do it, because when I was with the group, we got stuck with the boat up there twice, and it's a real chore. You gotta put people out in the water, and it's just
Not that
not
we-
suited for that job.
not that we really want to take it up the river, Virgil, but that stomp grate that is part of this new boat
Yeah,
would clear out
yep,
that intake of moss and
yeah,
of
that's,
weeds.
so if you had a situation where you had to do that, then you have a way of keeping it clean.
We do,
Good.
river or lake.
Lewis and Clark County does not have any boat stuff whatsoever for their search and rescue.
They do, they've got some smaller equipment, we joined in with them last year to get that plane out of the lake. And they actually didn't have the power to pull the plane out of the water. We had to hook our old Red up to it to do that for them. They have smaller boats, 19 and a halves, maybe 18 and a halves.
So they just got one lake boat.
Yeah.
In 1984, we lost Tom Murphy, drowned out there, the editor of the newspaper, and that's when we bought that boat, the county bought that boat. So it's served us well.
She has.
We didn't have a boat prior to that, we used Lewis and Clark County.
Oh, wow.
I thank you for the budget package that was with that.
Very
Did
nice.
a very good job of laying out everything you're after, what it was, everything. I thought your explanations were good. And, I have no further questions.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we buy these guys a boat.
In the amount of $123,726.50?
Second?
Yeah, whatever that
Yeah,
sale price
say yes.
was.
That's a cheap one, ain't it, Dave?
Yeah, I'll give you a second on that.
Okay, Virgil's got a second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, may I ask a clarifying question?
Certainly.
During discussion? What you're asking Eric to do is to turn in the first page with the $40,000 manufacturing rebate put on which line? The matching fund cast or
Actually,
just add it to the total?
just add it to the total. The total
Or
is
income.
basically $220,000. I'm rounding off. The total of the
Oh.
manufacture of the boat was $220,000. Manufacturer knocked off 40.
Okay, so you want that for the total project cost?
Right.
Okay, in addition, may I ask another question? The date of submission of grant application, that's the day that he gave it to me correctly, which was 2/9, not 2/24/26, right? It was 2/9,
Yep.
right? And then, do you require this date of completion of grant? That's when they would get the boat, and I mean, that usually is not left, they don't know that, right? That they leave that blank, because they don't know the date of the completion.
Mhm.
Is that correct? You leave it blank? Okay,
Leave it blank.
okay. So, all right, just to clarify for you.
68 out.
But I was gonna say, it says 6 months, so.
Yep, Mr.
just
Chairman,
put it
Okay.
here.
to commit to the boat builder, do I need anything from the trust board? Can I tell them on the phone, put us in the schedule?
If this group approves it, let's put it on the schedule. That's a done deal.
And the commissioner.
It does need to go to the
Yeah,
commissioners, but I'm certain.
Yeah.
So
On the next
then I should
agenda.
wait till I hear from you, Jesse?
We'll have it on next week's agenda because it's too late to get it on tomorrow's. So it'll be on next week's agenda. So we normally get a letter.
He has them, I'll get that to you.
Okay, yeah. We normally get something from the trust board. We'll approve it, and then we'll have a final letter that we'll get to you. So if you, it would make sense to wait just in case. You never know what's going to happen.
I will do that.
But it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thanks for the homework.
Good job.
Enjoy that boat.
Thank you.
So other
Great to
than-
see so many familiar faces.
I'll quit sucking up, go sit
Appreciate
down.
They already said yes.
He fishes a lot, just catch.
How about a ride, okay?
We'll give it a ride. We'll let you drive.
Ooh. Oh, never mind. Okay, I think that covers our grants to this point.
I think I have one.
Discussion on updating and editing the trust board grant application for financial reporting.
That was Al, Mr. Chairman.
Al, what do you have in mind there?
So, in our grant application, we put in here, the in-kind, and then, I'll just use an example, the report on the tennis courts. The grant application had an amount of in-kind time and services, and when they went through the report, there was nothing in the report about accounting for that in-kind. Because that's part of what we look at, when we look at this. And so two thoughts came to my mind. One is if there was a standardized volunteer time sheet that we could amend to the application so that when somebody got the application, looked at it, there's already a volunteer time sheet attached, so they've got something to use. Otherwise, you know, I just know that people don't keep track of their time. It's like everybody shows up and works for a day, they all feel good and go home and nobody wrote it down. And that's the in-kind time. And so there were two parts. One is it would be nice. It's not critical to us, but it would be nice to have in the accounting part, when somebody submits their final report, an accounting of that in-kind time. And it's not that, you know, we're gonna look back and, oh my God, we approved this thing, but you didn't get as much in-kind time in, or you did twice as much. It's just, I think it starts to build that relationship of, okay, you said you were gonna do a bunch of volunteer time, somehow, did you do it? And it helps them be accountable then, I think, for that stuff. I don't want to make a big deal about it, but it's
would help
something we
us
missed in that one.
when we go and look through it and go, oh, look at all that, and he did.
And when we had the discussion about keeping track of, you know, users and all that stuff, it was like, this just helps. There's a way to help people do it without just saying, well, you didn't do it, or whatever. But I think there would be, at least in the final report format, something that says not only how much use do you expect, but, you know, how did you get your in-kind service that you committed to when you submitted the grant to us. Probably just a sentence in there that says, you know,
I do like your idea of, we should put a price on volunteer labor. Now there's a caveat, because, you know, maybe it's $30 an hour, and hold on, now you got a plumber and electrician. And you know how electricians are.
Yeah.
So theirs would be substantial.
retired
I
ones.
I like the idea of putting a sheet, make noise, take copies, do more if there's a time.
Why don't we put it in as a suggestion and to help us in reporting when it comes back, and let's not make it a criteria. Let's not add too many more bricks to the road. But I think
it's gonna help them though, because they're like, well, how are we gonna do this, right, you know? And if you got a piece of paper that it's all laid out on, and this is how you fill in the blanks,
I think that's a great idea.
I think it is too.
And does the county have a standard
No,
volunteer in
the
service
state,
form?
the state does. And
The
I
state
had to
does.
do this on some grants for the gun club in the years gone by. And they have a table, they used to have a table that give you an idea what common labor would be and so on down the line. So I think if that's still there, it's a good place to start, and nobody can argue with it.
Do you think you could look that up again, Virgil? See what the current one would be?
I'll make some phone calls, and if I don't get in, I'll get the commissioner to help me.
Okay.
There's a website
Absolutely.
you can go to in the state that
Would
has
show
it.
that.
That has it, it's current, because I was looking up some stuff that we were working on, and like right now, it's just a standard $30 an hour.
Oh,
So,
well,
and then it gives you mileage allowance and all those other things too, so.
Now, since you brought this up, I think it behooves you to kind of submit
I
that.
kinda had a suspicion I might go that way.
No good deed.
And that's
I
not
make a
not a
motion.
problem.
That's fine with me, okay?
Thank you, Al.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Chairman, may I ask a clarifying question again? On page 3, if you guys have your grant, you do have on your check sheet an itemized list of in-kind contributions. You have that on your check sheet but you would like to add some kind of a form as a suggestion in case they would like to use it to keep track of volunteer. It's on page 3, Kim, on your grant application checklist. You can look at your current grant. Just grab one of your grant things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It has it on the check sheet.
Yep. Okay.
But you want a form from the state that's added in the application to
Yeah.
add to the application. Okay, just
Yep.
want to make sure I
Yeah.
got it. Thank
And that would just be a suggestion for
you. Okay,
Stress that suggestion.
okay. Okay.
highly suggested.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Update on the trust board news, projects and the news articles.
That would be me, Mr.
Yeah.
I did write one article for the tennis court. It included pictures, and I got with Jesse and with that, and that was sent on the 4th. And did it run?
Yes, it did.
It did run.
There was a little bit of confusion there, but
Okay.
Nancy did look back and see that it ran. So
Okay, and it ran on
It
the
was
Three
good.
Forks paper too, I guess. So my next article is going to be, I got pictures from, I'm waiting for pictures. So I got some from Vince, or Denise Thompson. So that will be the next one I write. And
Okay.
so I'm probably just going to use the same format and just change that second paragraph to include what they did out at the, or in the pair. So that's-
Well done, looks very good.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
So-
Okay, thank you.
And back on those tennis courts, remember we were talking about the public use, everybody getting in to use them,
Mhm.
you know.
Eric left, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It has a
He
code.
and
Did we
Alex
ever get
Potter
that
were
clarified?
gonna-
Is that
They
people
never
can-
did come back.
I mean, so people can get to use them on weekends and get keys, and did that ever
And I
get?
think it's a code.
Oh,
Isn't it a code?
I don't know.
Punch in. It used to be a code. I don't know if it still is.
And I think that did come up, that they don't use keys anymore. Wasn't it a code? Did
Well,
they-
as long as
Jesse,
the
don't you
public
know?
usage is there, that is,
I think it's a code.
because that's what our
I don't know.
deal is
Find
with
out.
when we do something, it's supposed to be open to the
Never
public.
used
Yeah.
it.
The public
Yeah.
has to have
Ask and you shall
access to
receive.
it.
He's gonna find
So,
out.
so if it's a code, that's a code, and that's fine, otherwise, because the sheriff's department was unable or something to,
They were unwilling to give the keys out on a 24-hour basis because they didn't want to go
Yeah.
patrol who was using it, which wasn't part of the deal. It was just getting the keys, but then it came to a code. So I don't know where it went now.
I said, being we have their undivided
He's fine.
attention.
He's fine.
What do you need? I'm gonna need a laptop to figure out how to get
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
Answer.
No, what do you, they,
So, okay, the tennis court, we gave them a grant to redo the floors and do blah, blah, blah. But in order for us to do that, the tennis court has to be accessible to the public
Right.
at all times. Well, it's not. It's locked.
Okay.
So they said that they couldn't do the keys at the sheriff's office. At first, it was because it didn't want to be patrolled. Okay, but then I believe it's a code now. So how does the public get to have access to that?
He's gonna find out if it's a code. I don't
Okay.
know how they would get that. Maybe they call us. I will get an answer for that.
But if it's keys, would you guys be willing to have them and someone?
Would it be sort of like the rodeo ground keys?
Yes,
We just give them to them,
exactly.
sign
That's
it
how
out
it
to somebody?
came up.
I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Captain Jamie Buck from the Sheriff's Office. I did check with our dispatch. We do have keys
Okay.
for the tennis courts,
Okay.
and
All right.
last time they were signed out was in September of last year.
Okay.
So does the public can anyone come down and say, I'd like to use the tennis courts? And
Just like the rodeo
they check
ground.
the key in and bring it back?
Yes, ma'am, they just buzz in, we let them in.
Okay,
They fill out just a quick form, who they are. And then
Okay.
that way we can account for them if they don't
Perfect.
bring them back right away.
so now it's okay, that's
Sure,
great. Now it's
good.
up to the people from the tennis courts to make that accessible to the public. And Eric talked about putting signage up. And
Eric
there's never-
Crush.
Yes.
Eric Crush,
Yeah.
yeah. And nothing's come, thank you, Jamie.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thanks
But
for
nothing's
bringing
ever
that
Good
come
up.
back
information.
to us on that. So maybe we need to get a hold of them, Aubrey, and
Okay.
just say,
Eric?
yeah, I would say Eric, and maybe Alex Potter was the one who did the report.
Mhm.
And just say, you guys said you would. So let's see if they will.
Okay.
Excellent,
Thank you,
excellent.
thank you so much.
You know, we, at every meeting, we discuss this, and it's withdrawal of funds from our first Premier account. We are currently at cash in hand at $317,000, and we have committed, what, 120 and, what were sporting plays? That's not on the face here.
And 23 something.
23, so we've committed 200,000 of the 317 we're sitting on. I don't think it would hurt us to retreat a little and pull some of those funds back. We can generally get them in about a couple of weeks' time. There's a process, and then we approve it, goes through the commissioners, then the commissioners submit it to the trust manager, and then it goes on to First Premier. So, what's your pleasure on that? We still have better than 100,000.
Yeah, it's grown a couple 100,000 since last meeting.
It certainly has, yeah. But, just been-
Well, looking at it with what we've put out, the grants available and stuff that might come in, I think we could go for 100,000
Oh, I was thinking a
In
little
the-
more.
in the county.
Would you be comfortable with a little more than that? We think we have some applications coming in that they're gonna-
Okay.
And we've
then
spent
what-
148,000 today.
Yeah, okay, if that's the case, then let's bump it up to 2.
A couple hundred.
Okay.
And I'm putting things in the paper too, as an advertisement, and getting that out, giving out information for the trust board, so you
Which
may
is
get, when you get.
So that we're looking for ways to spend money?
Basically, yes, to spend your money.
I think
That's what you want me to do.
enhancing recreation
That's
is the proper,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, 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 yes.
what's your pleasure?
Let's
I
do the
make a move,
200.
we take 200 out of the,
Yeah.
Is that in the form of a motion?
yes, and out of the,
First Premier account?
yes, and put it in the county account.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to withdraw $200,000 from our First Premier account, and move it into our Broadwater County account. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Hi, Mr. Chairman, I need to get you a letter then,
Yes.
that you need to sign, and then I need to get that to you, and also to Brenda in the office, if she
Okay.
knows when the money is coming.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You bet, you bet. I think that's really good information. I think it's wise to get ahead of that, and the market has certainly treated us well.
Mhm.
Next meeting, March 10th.
You have a new meeting, new business? New business?
New business.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry, I went into new business. Sorry about that, Al.
So the only thing I'd bring up is BCDC Trails Committee is going to have a proposal in Dodge this afternoon for consideration in our meeting on the 10th, I think it is. And so, all about trails.
Okay. Very good.
The next meeting is March 10th, right?
March 10th. I'm going to be out of state, March 10th.
Ooh, the 17th is on a Tuesday.
I could do the 17th. Linda's needing knee surgery, so we're heading down.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go for the next, what was it, the 19th?
17.
17th, St. Patty's Day.
You know, that is St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
That's
who's
all right.
Irish here?
Yeah. We need a couple of mix.
Yeah, that's it. There's some mix around
Well,
here.
you don't want to start that early, so you might need a meeting before.
Mix and max. And,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. So everybody comfortable with the 17th? Thank you.
Oh, Al is looking.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
do your homework on the sheriff situation. That Jesse, your comment from your attorney will carry a lot of weight.
Yeah. No, I'll try to meet with him today because I don't think he's in court today. So
Okay, sounds great. That's-
try to have.
Get calls for service for what's directly related to recreation for you.
And anything you can enhance to that grant would be good.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Continue to reach out and ask because the big thing is for us to carry all the water is kind of a stretch. Just my personal thing.
If we all kicked in 5,000 apiece, that'd cover that.
You're right.
Absolutely.
It'd be deductible and everything.
Or just four of you.
Or if the snow doesn't come in
Or
a
if-
week.
We're gonna find out who has the money. Brett, why don't you just- Okay, oh, we better adjourn here.
Adjourn.
We've set the meeting for the 17th. We're officially adjourned.